Okay, hi everybody. Today we're gonna play some mini Metro. This is a great puzzle strategy game that I picked up the other day, and I've clearly become addicted, and yeah, haven't really been able to stop either play nor think about this game since I started. So what I figured I'm gonna do first is we're gonna jump into the game and just run through the basics, how the game works, objectives and such, and hopefully after that we'll try to do some more challenges and strategy in-depth things later. So we're just gonna start with the London map. This is actually the only map I've been playing on so far because I didn't want to spoil the rest of the experience for myself, so that when I do future videos, it will be the first time for my own accord as well. Yeah, so but as you can see, like there's a bunch of different cities. I have not unlocked them because, as I said, I haven't been playing. But I have been spending a fair share of time on the London map, as you can see. Yeah, well, so let's get to it. So you start off. There will always be these three stations in the beginning, and you connect them with a subway line. So yeah, so the symbols here are subway stations. The lines you draw is the line that goes in between, and on a station you can get passengers popping up. So far, there's none. There you go. Okay, so the passengers have a shape that describes where they want to go. So the circle passengers, they want to go to a circle station, and square passengers want to go to a square station. Triangle passengers want to go to a triangle station. Pretty self-explanatory. So this train cart will run back and forth on this track, just picking up whatever it can. If it fills up, that is 6 passengers. It will not be able to pick up any more passengers until it reach a station where it can drop off someone first. To avoid this situation now, where the end stations will be visited less frequently, we can actually tie them together by building a loop. So now this train will just continue on running counterclockwise along this track and pick up passengers as we go. Sometimes you get stations that start out on an existing line, or usually they just pop up somewhere else and you have to decide how to tie them into your network. Right now I'm only doing one line because it's manageable, and yeah, we're not in any kind of problematic situation yet. I have 2 more lines here, the red and the blue one, which I can tie into if I wanna. I do have a limited number of tunnels as well that I can use to cross the river. For every week there's a bonus. Now I got another locomotive which I can add to my network, and then I also get a choice between 2 random bonuses. In this case I can choose either the line or the carriage. The line adds a 4th subway line, whereas the carriage I can disperse on any of my existing lines and attach that to a locomotive to increase its capacity with another 6 passengers. Since I haven't even used my 2 other lines yet, I'm not. I feel I'll just go with the carriage and just put that on directly. I think that will keep this going just fine. So like I said, to cross the river I need tunnels, and you start out the game with 3 of them, and then you can get more on your weekend bonuses. So by doing this, I moved the tunnel from here to here, so that's fine. I still only use 2, and now this line starts to get quite long, and you can see these stations clogging up a bit. I also got this star. I guess this was another symbol before that changed. So the star is now a unique symbol, but it means this is the only star station that will be on the map, meaning that all star passengers, wherever they emerge, needs to go to this specific place. In this scenario, it's bad if a star passenger ends up on this station, for example, because it will block one space on the train car the entire lap around. Now it's kind of okay because you have the extra carriage. As you can see, I only got 1 square as well, which is or can be a bit problematic, but there will be more squares. It's just like these are the least common ones, whereas the circles you get all the time, whether you like it or not. Oh, bless me. So another week is gone. Every week, like I said, you get a new locomotive, and another time still the same choice. I figure let's do this, and we'll disperse a locomotive in the opposite direction, going clockwise around, and we'll add an extra cart to that one as well. Here we get another square. This is quite good to have those spread out a bit. We can actually do like this to make it more a more even divide of stations on each side of the square. And also having it next to a unique one is kind of a bad idea, because the squares and the stars are the kind of the passengers that will be on the train for the longest period of time, and by having them next to each other, you kind of like make that situation even worse. Okay, yeah, well, so this is going remarkably good, I would say. Still being able to do this on only one line, but it also makes it easier to kind of like explain how things work. There's a here you have the total amount of passengers that has been delivered. This is the timer, so it goes up, and by the end of Sunday, you will get your bonus. If you click on the symbol, you will have a pause function, so you can stop time. You can still make adjustments, but obviously nothing else will happen. So you can, if you get into like a tight situation, like you want to pause the game and maybe redo the line, because at some point you will figure out like, okay, yeah, this was a good solution under the circumstances, but now since everything has changed, I want to redo the line. You want to remove stations, you want to add in a new line, for example. You can also use the fast forward to double your speed if you feel like, okay, this is a good setup right now. and just have it move on quicker. These features are also tied in to hotkeys. So you have one for pause, two for normal speed, and three for fast forward. Okay, so that's the end of another week. We get a new locomotive, and still these same choices. Well, I'm just gonna add carriages. Okay, so this is not very helpful, getting another square next to the square. Plus, we got this new unique symbol here now, the pentagon shape, which basically means that all the squares and pentagons being picked up from this point all the way around here will just plug up, and then you will drop them off all at the same time. And also here on that one in between those then. Also here on the top you see there's a circle, 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 circle. There's not, like, between here and here you don't have any triangles, which can be problematic. And now you can see, I'm just gonna pause it now because I need to explain this. So we have 6 passengers. That's the full capacity of a subway station, or not the full capacity, but that's the kind of limit you want to keep under. As soon as you get the 7th passenger in line at a subway station, this timer will start, and as it progresses around the station, when it reaches the top, that's when you lose the game. So you need to make sure that someone comes here and pick up enough passengers to get it below the limit. If you do, the timer will start retracting backwards again until it disappears. So how can we do this? In 2 different ways actually, because we can either obviously shorten the line and make another line that will pick up these or pick up whatever, or we can add more locomotives. I've been collecting them now for a while. So what I can do is I can put in another train, and it will start here right at the station. When I unpause the game again, it will start picking them up, and I will have saved myself at least for a while. We have this other train coming up now as well that will kind of pick up the rest, and as I think we will have them cleared very soon. I also chose to put it in the clockwise directions because this train has 3 carts now, so it can pick up 18 passengers, whereas the other one only had 2 and 12, so now there's a total of 18 passengers going in the direction. Locomotive, line, and the carriage. Well, so let's just add that to that one. Now we have 4 carts running clockwise and 3 counterclockwise. There's another unique symbol, and like they're all stacking down here, and that's not a good solution. And here you see, no. Okay, so what happened here now is that he cleared a passenger, but then he also there came a new one. So the timer never really stopped. So this is halfway done already, and the other cars are running. Like, they're not gonna get there in time, obviously. So, if for nothing else, let's make a quick fix here. We can start a new line that goes straight in between. So you have 1 circle, 1 triangle, and 1 square. Start this. There will be one. You use 1 locomotive, and he will just pack full. Then he will start going down here. So he will unburden this area and just make sure that basically there will be no problems here. If he should pick up pentagon or this, I don't know what it is, a piece of pie or a star, he can take them away and drop them off at some other point, but since all points are intersecting with the yellow line, it's not really that important. And there's another circle on this side, and this train is quite far out, and he will have to pick up a lot of passengers before reaching there. So let's make another pause. What we can do now is, because obviously now it takes too long for the yellow trains, like even if they're big and they have a lot of room for passengers, it takes them too long to go all the way around this kind of long route. So, for example, we can detach stations now from the yellow line. Then we add that to the red line here, for example, which makes it quicker, obviously, for the yellow line. We could also take that away and take that away. So now we have a little red loop here in the middle with drop-off points as well. So if you get the unique symbols, you can actually add the star as well. So then any stars that will emerge on the red, it will take care of itself. It will take care of all the other symbols as well, and then it will drop off the pentagon and the pie slice at either of these points, probably this one, and then the yellow train will come and pick those up, deliver them. Since they're first on that route, and if they pick them up here, they will just drop them off, so it won't really affect the yellow line that much. This side of the map though is a totally different part. So we can detach these stations as well from the yellow line. Still one square though. And now we start drawing up. So the problem here though is that, so like this, obviously now we have a train with a much shorter loop that will go around and clear passengers from this track. The problem though is there's only circles on this track. So basically there will be a lot of triangles and squares and the occasional unique symbol like the pentagon shape or whatever. And basically he will make one lap. He will take 6 passengers from this station, and then he can't fit anymore. He will bypass the rest, drop them off here, drop off the squares, and then drop off the triangulars for the yellow line to pick up and deliver down here. And then he will go on again, during which time there will be new passengers here, so he will fill up and maybe even be full by then. So the ones that are in the middle of the line, they will be bypassed over and over again, and that's not a healthy solution, obviously. And we really don't have access to a triangle. We have this one down here, but we can't access it because I don't have any tunnels. We have this one down here. I can't make a straight line here because I would need, well, at least one tunnel. And well, really, then the others are basically too far away on the other side here. So I'm not sure how this is gonna pan out. We have more locomotives we can add to the blue line here, if nothing else, to make a quick fix. Like I said, now this will go one entire lap around. It will take a lot of time. And even so, when he drops them off here, you see now there's 4 new passengers at this station, meaning he can only take 2 from this one. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna add another train in this direction. And hopefully this will be a temporary problem. Now this yellow trains will have because they need to pick this up at a quicker pace. Because now we're bringing all the passengers from this loop into this intersection where they will stock up, and now this timer will start building, and the yellow line is still so long that this is obviously a problem. And as if someone heard or saw my predicament, here I got the choice between getting 2 new tunnels, which I obviously could use to extend the blue line down to the triangle here, for example. Then all the triangles will be taken care of within the blue loop. But for the sake of demonstration, I will take this one called Interchange. So this is an upgrade for a specific station. So I can add this to this station here and upgrade it. So I upgrade the capacity of the station. So now it can take more passengers before overloading. Now it's still overloading because there's so many passengers though. But hopefully, yeah, now someone picked up. We're extending the yellow line even more. This is crazy. You see now though that this cleared out quite quickly. Like now maybe we don't need the 2 trains. So I'm just gonna add another train here to the yellow line as well. Now we need to extend this even further. To even it out, we can remove this one, add that to the blue line, for example. Here we get another unique symbol, which is horrible, kind of. To the blue line, we could also add a star, so we don't need to waste the yellow. Yeah, how about that? Yeah, well, we just add that as well. So now we won't burden the yellow line with any stars coming up on this one. Really? Oh, another square. Pretty straight away, it starts building up here. Since all of these are circles, we're in the same problem again. So I'm actually gonna add one locomotive back here again. Just rather quickly, this loop got a bit bigger, and since all of them are circles, yeah, these that are stuck in the middle are gonna be lacking for tension basically, and so I can get another carriage or an interchange. I would have wanted a new line now because the yellow line is just ridiculous, and since we only have 3 lines, like there's really no need for their interchange line. Let's just take the carriage, put it on the blue line, make sure that they can actually empty out the full loop. There's no guarantee. Another thing though here, like now I can't add more trains to the yellow line because there's already 4. So 4 is the maximum amount of trains you can have on any one line. You can then obviously still add carts. So I think we're gonna do like this. We're gonna put some more strain on the red line and bypass that on yellow. So now all the pentagons from the blue line will be dropped off here for the red line to pick up. And this blue line is obviously a big problem. So we're adding more trains, and this is like very much a quick fix situation right now, and it's not sustainable, and this will end badly unless we get a new line soon, or I don't even know how to sort this situation because there's just circles around here. Yeah, so why not add another circle? Okay. And another unique symbol as well. We're still managing though. We're keeping up. Locomotive. So yeah, tunnels or a line. I'm gonna go with the line. I'm gonna make a pause here because yeah, this won't work out otherwise. So where do we have biggest problems? The biggest problem is obviously that the yellow line is ridiculously long. And but another problem though is that we have the 1, 2, 3 unique symbols on this part, and they will either be picked up from this destination and then be delivered going around, or this going around. Yeah, it might even work though because these trains are so big, but we can shorten it a bit down here, like so, and then just make our own little loop here. So this will clear itself of any circles and triangles, and it will just drop off the rest at this point, which can be quite risky, as we saw with the blue, the dark blue line here, where you will get a lot of passengers at one specific point, and this red line almost destroyed. So I'm gonna put in another train going the other direction there, and then we're gonna start it again. And I feel like this is, like I said, not a sustainable situation right now, so this might end rather shortly. I don't even... Well, okay. No matter what I do, like, this yellow line is due to be super extended. And this is, oh my god, look at this. Oh yeah, maybe the yellow line. I'm gonna pick them up. There's so many. And he just like drops off even more. And one. No. Okay, so there's nothing. Well, no, there's nothing. So now this will clock out. Or will it? Yeah, it will. In a second. There you go. So we're stopping at a little bit over 1,000 passengers. Decent result. But basically, yeah, we covered all the basics, how the game works, what to look out for, and obviously how not to do some things. But then again, the situation you always have to cope with what you're dealing with at the time. So it's really hard to see how to do things better, or try to plan out too much ahead. There's also the element of luck, obviously, or randomness, where you can see um, all the circles clustering up in the same area. There's really no way to get around that. Um, but yeah, well, like I said, I love this game, and it's neat, it's elegant, it's simple, um, but it's a really good game, and for me, surely just a couple of hours in, like no clear strategy has emerged. Like there's no one optimal way to build to be successful. Like you just like there's so much going on, and there's always new things popping up, and you need to like be able to change and rethink, and you need to keep your focus at multiple points. Sometimes you just watch one end of the map, and then like all of a sudden you're losing out on the other side, and so on. Like there's a lot of depth to this game, and I hope to see what more it has to offer on the other maps as well, and see how much they differ. And well, yeah, I hope you guys will come along and check that out with me.